Imagine a time when the West was in chaos, literacy was fading, culture was stagnant, and even the clergy struggled to read the Bible. Then came a king with a radical vision to revive the lost glory of ancient Rome and create a cultural renaissance from the ashes of the Dark Ages. This is the story of Charlemagne and how he reshaped history. In the late 8th and early 9th centuries, Charlemagne ruled a massive empire spanning from northern Spain to the North Sea. While the empire thrived economically, partly due to conquest and trade, it faced a major cultural crisis. Latin, the language of administration and education, was slipping into disuse. Without it, running an empire or preserving knowledge became nearly impossible. The clergy, uneducated and ill-prepared, couldn't interpret the Bible effectively. And visually, the empire lacked the art, architecture, and identity of a true civilization. Charlemagne understood that culture wasn't just about aesthetics, it was about power, unity, and legacy. He knew his empire couldn't survive on military might alone, so he set out to spark a cultural rebirth. Charlemagne looked to the past for inspiration. Greece and Rome, with their thriving intellectual and artistic traditions, became his models. But Charlemagne wasn't a scholar or artist himself. Instead, he recruited the brightest minds of his time to lead this transformation. One of his key advisors was Alcuin of York, a British scholar described as the most learned man anywhere to be found. Alcuin became the architect of Charlemagne's vision, crafting policies that would forever change the empire. Alcuin and Charlemagne's strategy focused on two pillars. 1. Reforming the church. They trained clergy to preach effectively and spread Christianity throughout the empire. 2. Education. They established schools to teach reading, writing, and religious music. These schools weren't just for the elite, they aimed to educate future generations. This top-down approach worked. Religious texts were rewritten with greater accuracy, creating a unified Christian identity. Students learned grammar and literature, breathing new life into knowledge that had been nearly lost. But Charlemagne's cultural renaissance wasn't limited to education. Art and architecture flourished too. A unique blend of Roman and Northern European styles emerged, later called Carolingian art. Manuscripts were adorned with intricate designs, while churches and palaces featured mosaics, frescoes, and lavish decorations. Charlemagne's most iconic structure, the Palatine Chapel in Aachen, showcased Roman-inspired arches and vaults, symbolizing the empire's rebirth. Even ancient building techniques forgotten for centuries were rediscovered. Using a Roman architectural guide, Charlemagne's builders constructed stone cathedrals and monasteries that still stand today as symbols of this remarkable era. Between 768 and 855, Charlemagne's empire saw an explosion of cultural and architectural activity. 27 cathedrals, 417 monastic buildings, and 100 royal residences were constructed. Education thrived, producing theologians and scholars whose work shaped medieval Europe. Charlemagne's efforts gave Europe a sense of identity and direction. Though his empire eventually fractured, the seeds of his Renaissance blossomed into movements like Romanesque and Gothic art, which defined the Middle Ages. Charlemagne's story proves an important point. Real cultural change often starts at the top. While grassroots movements are inspiring, the vision and resources of leaders can reshape civilizations. If you enjoyed learning about the man who revived a civilization, subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories from history. Don't forget to like and share to help us keep exploring the past.